And it says we're live.
Yeah, lies.
Yeah.
All right.
Cedar will be with us shortly.
Okay. If you would like to keep the air conditioner running because it's going to be 80 damn degrees on Christmas, donate here. Did I mention it's going to be 80 damn degrees on Christmas?
And then fall off the friggin' table first
it's North Texas. Going in January.
Yeah.
If you like coffee, and boy, do we like coffee, you need to talk to King Harvest Imperial Coffees about it. www.kingharv.com. Great coffees, some coffees named after us, which you should really try. If you get coffee from them, be sure to remind them that you heard about it from us, because we need to keep our coffee provider happy.
Yes.
Among the Leaves Tees for all your snarky t-shirt needs. tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves Tees. Friend of ours, again, if you order t-shirts from him, be sure you let him know you heard about it from us.
First of all, I'd like to apologize for sending out a bogus Facebook this morning saying we were going to start at noon. I've been fighting back spasms most of the night, most of the day, so I'm not all there, which means I can't tell time. Anyway, we're here.
Or certain versions are here.
Yeah. Cedar is on her way. She's got some other things that they're dealing with today. Yes, Trump announced a new class of ship. The more correct term would have been what's called an arsenal ship, as opposed to a battleship. And the if actually Joel, what that is an FFX. What they're talking about there is a replacement for the frigates.
Do we have frigates?
No.
Okay. Kind of hard to replace something you don't already have.
Well, we used to have them. They were the Oliver Hazard Perry class. Yeah, Rick, but an arsenal ship is the correct name for what they're trying to do. 128 VLA cells on it, plus large guns.
Define large guns.
16 plus inch.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Boom wagon shooty boat. Yeah. If the Brits get to name it, yes, probably boom wagon shooty boat would be it.
Sounds actually like a dreadnought.
The frigate class, what they're now talking about is the Korean variant, which is very similar to the old Oliver Hazard Perry class, which is about what we really need. It's an ASW specific platform. It's not a dual use like the current DDGs. So you get rid of that limitation of it's either doing BMD or ASW. It can't do both at the same time. That frees up the destroyers to do what they're supposed to do, which is BMD and AAW and air warfare.
Wah, 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 wah.
There's a few people over here understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, it was Wisconsin temper. But that would free up the destroyers to do what they're supposed to do. It would give us that close to medium range, which is what the frigates did, and get us back more in balance. With the arsenal ships, that gives us the standoff, and they have some possibilities. Yes, there are issues with them. Reload at sea is not compatible.
If you've got 128 vertical launch assemblies, I'm not sure reloading is all that important.
Well, they can fire a lot of them, and we have had situations where, shall we say, certain boats have fired pretty much everything they had in the inventory.
Well, if I remember during D-Day, the Texas went back home, rearmed, and came and went back on station.
Well, yeah, but it was a 30-mile run.
Ah.
So they were an hour out, an hour back, plus the reload time. And Texas also ballasted down on one side, so they got more arc. The
gangster leaned about a dreadnought.
Yeah. AAW is anti-air warfare, which is one of the big things that they would be fighting. Over-the-horizon targeting has been a Chinese thing for years. I'm not going to go into detail on that. It's the information, some of it's out there. Flooding can put the fires out. Yes, Johnny, you are correct. However, Texas did it. Texas did it on purpose.
If you flood a ship, all the fires will go out.
Yeah.
Just ask the Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Or Yamato, or whatever the hell it is. The Yamato class reef.
Yeah.
Once you flood it, the fires will go out.
Yeah. Or the Bismarck, or a couple of the other ones.
It's a Cedar.
There she is. With a deep sigh.
It's been a long day.
Well,
I made it.
welcome. So, enough about that. I want to talk about something else for a minute.
He's spooling up a rant, guys. Y'all might want to get a cup of coffee for this one.
And that is the bullshit AI slash all kinds of crap media that a lot of the authors are getting, specifically about how, oh, I was so excited to read your book and I want to help you promote it. Supposedly from famous authors. It's not. The other thing is the number of so-called publishers, and I use that term advisedly, that say, oh, I got your book through a third party and I would like to help you promote your book.
It's all scams. It's all scams.
Yeah. I must not be real good because I'm only getting 1 or 2 a week.
I'm not getting any.
Some folks are getting 3 a day.
I've been getting some, but I just automatically delete them because it's I know better. I've been getting these things since before AI was a thing.
Yes, so have I.
There's just more of them now and better written, which is weird.
But some of them cannot spell the name at the front and the back the same.
Oh, Nigerians have gotten into scams.
Yeah.
The one that I thought was funny was the person that friended me on social media, or it wasn't friending, it was one of those follow situations.
Yeah.
But anyhow, and then she slid into my DMs and was calling me Sanderson.
Yeah.
Which, well, I will answer to Sanderson because spending enough time as a kid in Civil Air Patrol.
Yeah.
Normally not on social media that somebody will refer to me that way.
Yeah.
I knew she was a scammer from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was just like, nope. Nope.
Yeah, Brennan, that's the point. When people you hardly know come suddenly offering free stuff, immediately go on alert.
Ain't no such thing as a free lunch.
Yeah.
When people you hardly know suddenly slide into your DMs and flatter you, or emails and flatter you excessively, then you know something is wrong.
My father had a saying about that.
Yeah. Hey, Tiff. Yes.
No such thing as a free lunch?
No.
That's a Heinlein thing.
Yeah.
No, his saying
Staffel
was something about when the pretty lady kisses you and wants you to do things, you're an idiot. Go ahead and do them.
Yeah. One theory, yeah, Rick has an interesting one. One theory is the scammers leave errors in to weed out the smart and aware targets. Reduces their risk.
I think that's giving an awful lot of thinking ability to the scammers.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the thing that AI does, and before the mail merge,
Yeah.
is it allows them to adopt a very large scattershot approach.
Yeah.
If you can approach, it used to be 1,000 contacts at a time,
Yeah.
and one response, you're good.
Yeah.
Now, if you can approach 100,000 at a time and one response, it's all you need.
Yeah.
Because the cost for them to do the mass contacts
It's inevitable.
has gone down so drastically.
Yeah.
I mean, because I still get junk mail,
Oh yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
That slides right into the trash can unopened, other than a glance to be like, absolutely not. I'm not going to renew my car warranty.
Yeah, that's the engine behind the 419 scam, the so-called Nigerian prince.
Yeah.
Or the couple that died the Obama Expressway and left $16 million on traceable funds.
Yeah.
They hired a guy to cut and paste in the comment section of 10,000 blogs from a Lagos internet cafe, and if one little lady nibbled.
Yeah.
Well, and these days, a lot of that is automated. It's bots.
Yeah.
I've had multiple times issues with my website because a bot swarm hit it and was trying to comment on 20 years worth of blog posts all at once.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why I actually wound up setting up at one point closing. You can do an automatic close for comments after so much time. So older posts were no longer eligible to be commented on because otherwise you get bots.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's literally like attracting insect pests.
Yeah.
So you do these things or you get ants.
Yeah. Yeah. Rick says even with the AI, the scammers still have typos and malformed English. Yes.
That's because all of the AI was learning from the 419 letters.
Yeah.
The AI is training on Reddit.
Yeah.
I have hope for the human race.
Not if the AI is going to be keeping training on Reddit. I have no hope.
I do.
No comment.
For one, welcome our new robot overlords. If the alternative is Reddit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 4chan would definitely be better.
Yeah,
at least 4chan is coherent.
I mean, weird, but coherent.
Yeah.
Reddit is just, ugh.
Yeah. I'd like to slightly two things slightly lighter. Well, one's lighter, one's kind of darker.
Go ahead. Your turn.
Our friend Kelly Grayson is about to have his busted ass knees replaced.
Yay! Finally.
Good.
Finally.
Good.
He's going to have one done in January and another one done in March or May. Issue, he's needed to have it done for a while.
Yeah.
The issue being that
Recovery time.
Well, is that he's going to be on short-term disability, which is 40% of what he's making now.
Which he's barely scraping by on
He's
now.
scraping by, yeah. So, we're going to throw together a give, send, go the first part of January after the holiday madness is done for Kelly to so that he doesn't have to worry about and personally so that the dumbass, I say that with love,
Yeah.
the dumbass doesn't drive himself back on the ambulance before his knees heal up.
We love you, Kelly, but we know you.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, you. Ian says, never mind. So, yeah, we're going to be throwing together a give, send, go for Kelly. And I know everybody's tapped. I do, but I would, if y'all would pass the word.
Yeah.
Kelly's a good dude. Little weird, but he's a good dude.
The boy ain't right.
I was trying not to go there, but you are correct. But he is a good man, and he's been generous when he shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
So I think it's time that some folks got generous with him. So we'll do a big push. I'm probably going to get everything up and running on January 2nd. Big push, and then listen for him to start swearing.
Yeah.
because he is a proud Southern boy. Boy, he's a proud Southern boy, and asking for help is not in that.
No.
Is not in his, but he's going to get it anyway. We do our best.
Yeah, Kelly. The other problem is Kelly's hurting bad enough he hadn't been able to write.
Yeah,
Um,
which honestly needs to be his next career.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant paramedic, but he's 50 something years old, and those 50 years were hard.
the average paramedic's career is 20 years or less,
Yeah, he's been
and
for
he's
a
been
while.
doing it for 30.
He's a little stove up. If you see him at a con, man has needed his knees replaced for a while. So like I said, probably live on January 2nd, and I'd like to flood social media when we go live if we could.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Other thing, the damn Flicker Foxes. I wanted to keep the stories light, but I've got a darker one dancing through my head.
Here we go.
I'm fine with dark. Why are you looking at me?
And I was
Oh,
Y'all-
I like that, Brennan.
free stuff. Yeah. If y'all want to read a darker Ian version of Flicker Foxes, let me know.
Of course we do.
Shut up. You don't count.
No, here's the thing. In the neo mythology that you're building, there needs to be a darker thing because, and this is true of a lot of new artists, although new authors might work too. New artists do not put enough shadow in, and without the shadow, you don't have the light.
Yeah.
So it becomes a very flat, neutral looking thing. And in order to really bring the light, the joy into relief, you have to push shadows darker. And most young artists do not push the shadows dark enough.
Well, I don't want to be too dark, but I was driving in, let my mind wander, and I had middle scene in a dark living room and a child in the vixen's lap, and the Flicker Fox grinning and saying, "Watch a trick," and rubbing his hands in the fireplace and a shower of green sparks to light a fire. And then later telling Grandfather Frost, we're foxes, don't quote the rule books to us, as the parents freeze to death, but the child is not.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing
It's
wrong.
dark.
It is dark, yes. Have you ever
I know.
read The Little Matchmaker Girl?
Yeah.
Grandfather Frost comes from Matchmaker Girl.
Yes. And in The Matchmaker Girl, the little girl dies and
Yeah.
goes to heaven.
Yeah.
And that is, again, that is The Little Matchmaker Girl. And the reason it's still a classic fairy tale is he pushed the shadows dark. He pushed the shadows so dark. So then when you have the incandescent light of a child going to heaven with angels, the contrast there, because when it was written, children died all the time. You did not grow to adulthood without having someone near and dear to you that had died.
14 children, 8 of them that survived.
Yes, Susanna Wesley, 19 children, 3 of them survived to adulthood.
Yeah.
And she was not an exception. So the actual thing is, we're actually living in a weird point in history, and you two both know this.
Yeah.
Where we live in a point in history where death is so far divorced from our daily life that most children don't have a concept of it, and they need it because they're going to encounter it at some point in their lives, even if it's just their pet goldfish.
I suspect the parents are either alcoholics or drug addicts.
And that is also a reality in even modern life today.
Yeah. Well, and that goes along with what Peter posted this morning, talking about the crazy people, the number of crazies that survive.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's far more than ever happened before.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have a village idiot, but that was generally somebody that wasn't
And the only reason
violently
Yeah.
crazy.
the only reason the village idiot survived was everybody took care of it.
Yeah.
It was a communal taking care
Yeah.
of one or
And-
two people max, because
Yeah.
that's all they could support.
That's all like
And generally, they were able to do something. They weren't completely. They could do some tasks. They could do something.
Yeah.
They weren't completely dependent on. Because if they were completely dependent, they'd wander out under a hedge, lay down, and die in the cold. I mean, just exposure. If they can't take care of themselves well enough.
Well, and I will say what I said on Peter's post. Today, the neurodivergent are coddled.
Yeah.
They're taken care of.
To some extent, but they're also hugely overdiagnosed.
Yeah, the neurodivergence is a huge. And the thing is, and when I think of coddled, I think of the rash of very, very violent, emotionally disturbed people that have been arrested 28, 72 times and been let out again and stab a girl in the neck on a train, or drive 120 miles and beat a random child to death with a shovel.
And this is the thing, is that in past eras, up until very recently, in an eye blink of time, and in relative terms in history, we killed those people.
Yeah.
We put them down like mad dogs because they were mad dogs, and a mad dog bites and spreads his contagion.
Well, my 8-year-old granddaughter being stabbed by one of her classmates. That classmate is now back in school with her, with a fucking minder who is never more than 6 feet away from her.
I would have trouble living with that. I
I
would.
think I would yank my kid.
I would be homeschooling, first of all,
I think
because
I'd
but
yank my kid out.
I would have trouble living with that.
Yeah, Brendan raises a good point. Homeless population up in Alaska is mostly on drugs.
Yeah.
Most have records
Yes.
and refuse to improve their lot because
That's not just Alaska, though.
Yeah.
That seems to be the case widespread with homeless populations
even
in
here.
general.
Yeah.
The county sheriff and the county jail handles a lot of homeless populations.
Oh,
on a
yeah.
fairly regular basis.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many of them, for whatever reason, choose that life,
Yeah.
which is weird to me, but okay.
they do not want the regimentation. They want to be free, and their version of free is to do what they want to do when they want to do it with no controls.
You pay for it, you get it.
And, I saw that, heard that when I worked with SO almost on a daily basis. And we had the typical repeat offenders, frequent flyers, whatever you want to call them.
For those of you who don't know, Jim was an investigator for the sheriff's office for a bit, for my sheriff's office for a bit. When inmates filed complaints, which we had to take very seriously, Jim was the investigator that burned out his eyeballs watching video.
Ugh.
And inmate grievance investigations are touchy. He did it for a lot longer than I would have.
Almost 2 years. But
Hey, Jim. Anders.
yeah, there's Jim Anders.
He can tell you about inmate complaints.
Yeah, somebody that's done it did it for a lot longer than I did.
Did I just hear sputtering from the chat?
It was 4 letters sputtering at that.
Uh-huh. I mean, it's one of those things of, I'm not saying that we should go around and wholesale put people to death, but it was a mistake for us to close down the institutions,
The asylums.
Well,
and let people push people out onto the street, because that's where they stayed.
you can blame the ACLU for that.
Oh, I know.
I'll blame a lot of people
And-
for that.
Oh, I know. There was a whole slew of propaganda.
Yeah.
In media.
Charity Hospital New Orleans and ACLU is responsible for 99% of that.
It's more broad spread than that. So if you've ever heard of
If you go back and look at the original court cases,
Oh, yeah.
it was ACLU versus Charity
but
Hospital.
what built up to the court cases, there were books, there were stories, there were news articles that were cherry picked to get the public thinking of asylums as dangerous places for vulnerable people to be.
Yeah.
When in reality, most of them were not like that. Yes, predators will always go where prey is, which means that you wind up with a high percentage of staff in places where there are vulnerable
Like
people.
schools.
Yeah.
Yes, schools, asylums, hospitals. There have been a number of cases over the years, and probably more that we don't know about, of doctors and nurses who wholesale killed patients.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
It's called
For-
it's called Canadian healthcare.
that's a whole other thing too. But I'm just saying that wherever you have prey, vulnerable people, you're going to have predators.
Yeah. What people don't realize is, and I'm old enough to remember it because I was alive when that whole case went down. Charity was forced to close their asylum portion. They dumped the people out on the streets in New Orleans.
Well, and
The
also
death toll in New Orleans
Oh yeah.
spiked.
And every
For about a
place
year.
else. Yep. Every place else that happened.
And for those of you that remember Katrina and whatever the hell that fucking announcer's name was, it was screaming about these people in the 9th Ward, nobody's taking care of them. They don't have homes. They didn't have homes to start with. They were fucking street people. They lived on the street. 9th Ward was notorious for that. And that was second and third generation of people living on the street. Yeah. Anyway.
so that was basically I'm considering writing a short story.
Yes, please do.
I'll think about it. It's
Just write the goddamn thing.
Get it out of your head. We don't have to go anywhere with it, but if you get it out of your head, you'll feel better.
Think about what Alma writes. How many times has hers gone dark?
I'm not Alma.
No.
One thing, I'm taller.
If she was here right now.
He would come across the table and bitch slap you in the middle of next week.
I'm much taller.
But you think about what her dark stories
I know.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, but this neo mythology I stumbled into creating, and trust me, apparently it's taking off.
It resonates.
Have fun with the coding. And I'm glad to see you, man.
I hate that YouTube has screwed up everybody's actual names.
Yeah.
That annoys the crap out of me. I'm not sure where I want this neo mythology to go, and my brain tends to go really dark.
And
This
we will work with that.
At this rate, I'll have an entire collection to publish next year. That's going to suck.
There is nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's one of the things about being a writer is you do have to climb out of your own head occasionally and so-called smell the roses. It differs.
Thing is, I get these mental pictures in my head, and then I start wanting to write stories or mental scenes.
Yeah.
I start getting these mental scenes in my head, and I got to freaking sit down. And
That's right, Tiff. Blame us for it.
I don't know.
We get blamed for a lot of stuff, which is fine.
Grouch.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. You know, if we put something out there that triggers a story or an idea in your head, then we've helped you. Maybe.
Yes, maybe. Right, maybe.
But it goes along with lifting all boats. You know, you think about it, what Larry and Steve did with Writer Dojo.
Yeah. That's the kind of precedent setting.
Yeah. The others, you know, there have been a number of people that have actually gone out and tried to help other writers for free. Some of them wanted to charge
You
people.
could get punched right in the gooch for their efforts too.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, so the Mad Genius Club has been running for 20-ish years.
Yeah.
And the Mad Genius Club has always been free, and it's writers writing for other writers.
Yeah.
And over the years, there's been 20 odd writers involved with that.
Yep.
We're down to probably a half a dozen that are currently writing. I write there every week.
Yeah.
the website's a hot mess. You can't find anything.
Yeah.
And there's 20 years worth of wisdom on it, but nobody knows about it. I realized not too long ago that when I publish a Mad Genius Club post, it goes to far less people than my personal blog does these
Yeah.
days.
Ouch.
Much less something like if Ian were to put out a post. But I don't want my personal blog to be all about writing because I'm not selling to writers.
Yeah.
And I also will recoil from a book that says how to write
Yeah.
whatever, just $4.99, and you too can learn how to write cozy mysteries. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
bullshit.
The great thing
Exactly.
about the first one of those I saw, because on me, I went and researched the author.
and that's what they make their money at.
And that was
learning how to write.
that was the only book that author had ever put out.
And that's the case with a lot of these things. Is you wind up with is you've either got people that know what they're doing and are giving it away for free, and nobody values it because it's free,
Yeah.
or because the author that knows what they're doing can't invest the time into making it well known.
Well, it's not
So
only
Writer
that.
Dojo was a rare
Yeah.
conjunction of skills and talent.
Both Mad Genius Club and Writers Dojo, and me, when I talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
will say up front that there is no such thing as the only way to do something.
Yes, that's always a sign of a good
Yeah.
person that's giving you advice, because they're not going to be, this is the rules
Yeah.
and them's the rules.
This is the only way.
Yeah, anytime you see that, you want to stay the hell away from it.
Yep.
When I first started getting serious about writing, I went out and bought, I think, 4 books, and I read 3 of them. And 3 of the 4 books on how to write were, this is the rules. This is the way you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
They probably contradicted each other.
they did. I don't think I ever read the 4th book. I trashed all of them. Don't even remember what they were. Because each of us is an individual. Therefore, each of us is going to be different in the way we handle things, the way we do things, the way we write things, and what kicks off our writing. Some people can only write in spurts. And I'll use John Ringo as an example.
Yeah, no kidding.
John sits and thinks and smokes cigars and drinks whiskey for a couple of weeks.
Then he pounds out 40,000 words in 2 days.
150,000 words in a week.
Yep.
Bloody hell.
Yep. I mean, and I'm learning that I'm something like that too, where
Yeah.
I have enormously productive weeks where I'll have a few weeks in a row where I go,
Yeah.
several thousand words a day. And then I've got a week where I just basically want to curl up in a blanket and
Yeah.
zone out because my brain is empty.
We're
Yeah.
done. We're done.
I try to write around 2,000 words a day. I say try because I don't always do it. Quite frankly, I've been behind lately because of what's going on. And I'll be the first to admit it. But the thing is, if you want to succeed, you have to treat it similar to a business.
Yep.
It is. It has to be a business.
Yeah.
If you want writing to pay like a business does, you got to treat it like a business.
Which means you get up
I hate to tell y'all.
and, like one friend of mine who writes from 3:30 to 4:30 every morning.
Because it's quiet.
That's the only time he has peace and quiet.
Yep. I did that for a long time when I had kids.
Yeah.
After they all went to bed, I wrote for another hour before I went to bed. And I wrote for an hour on my lunch break from work. Because I happened to have a job at that point where I could get quiet space
Yeah.
and sit down with the laptop. Now I roll out of bed, I grab my coffee, feed the cat because that's usually what got me out of bed.
Yeah.
And I walk into my studio, and Sanford knows that if I'm in the studio, I'm probably working.
Yeah.
He'll poke his head in sometimes and then go away again if he thinks I'm busy.
Yeah.
But I sit down there, and for the first 4 hours of the day, I'm in there. There may not be writing happening at any rate of speed, depending on where
Yeah.
I'm at in that up-down cycle, but that's my job, and I'm going to sit there with my hands on the keyboard because that's my job.
Yeah.
Well, those of you who've been on here for a while, I think there was a gap between what I wrote for Cedar for Can't Go Home Again to what was the last thing I actually wrote? Flicker Foxes.
It took you a couple of years. No,
Flicker
because
Foxes.
you wrote for
Oh,
MHI.
MHI.
Yeah.
About 5 years.
Yeah.
Or 7.
I think there might have been something in there, but yeah, it was a long, long gap.
Yeah, but we're all different.
And I'm just slowly feeling my way back.
Yeah.
I have discovered I can't plot worth a damn.
I think that's also one of those things that takes
Plot
a while
books.
to come out.
I can plot a revolution quite easily. Don't get me wrong. If you want a government overthrown, I'm your man. But plotting out
You haven't had enough chance to plot a government overthrow often enough to burn out on it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Excellent
You
point.
plotted books often enough to burn out on it.
Yeah.
I to the best of my knowledge, I've never actually plotted out a book.
No, I don't plot either. But I also think that I've been through some really long dry spells
Yeah.
in life. Well, heck, I didn't start writing seriously until I started to write a little bit before the divorce, but it wasn't until after the divorce that I was able to write.
Yeah.
Because brain and stress and just bad place. So
Stripped out of Cuba? Who's paying?
I know from experience that recovery from that mental load can take years. It took me a decade to work up to the point where I could write a novel. When I first started writing, I thought 1,000 words was my top max.
Yeah.
I was writing flash fiction. That was it. That was all I could do. And it took me a decade to work to the point where I could write full length on demand.
Yeah.
It takes time, which is my point to the chat and people listening, not necessarily to YouTube, because you guys know. But it is, don't beat up on yourself if you find that you're in a place where you just can't for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It does come back.
Apparently, long-term cortisol poisoning will rewire your brain.
Yeah.
Yes, it will permanently.
The other problem, and I prided myself on being able to write anywhere. I've written on airplanes. I've written on bars, in bars, on bars, sitting at the end of the bar. I'll get it right in a minute. Didn't bother me. 7 months on painkillers, opiate painkillers.
Mm-hmm. Rewires your brain.
I could not write for shit.
Yep.
And what I did was pure trash. I got one story out, and it was too long.
Mm-hmm.
And Ian took it anyway. Because normally, I'm like you, I pride myself on writing 2 lengths, a complete story, and go.
Yeah.
Could not get that one any shorter.
Yeah, the long-term painkillers, long-term stress.
Yeah.
Both of those things will do bad things to your brain. And sorry, Ian, the long-term stress, you'll probably never get the brain back that you had before.
Oh, no.
I'll come to grip with that.
Differs. Many Marinas decided seatbelt on the car seat is optional.
Oh, dear.
Oh, crap.
I think they made locks that you can install, but while you're on a road trip is not a good time to find out you need one of those.
Yeah.
The thing about letters of marque
Yeah.
is...
Oh, here we go. Different rant.
Yeah.
I lean back now.
Okay. The UNCLOS, the United Nations Convention on Laws of the Sea, redefined letters of marque as piracy.
Yeah.
And
Sadly.
while we did not ratify UNCLOS, therefore we're not a part of it, just about everybody else did. So we can run around with letters of marque, and the U.S. won't bother us, but everybody else that's signed on UNCLOS will regard a letter of marque as a pirate ship. So,
Yeah. The fun days are over. There have actually been some calls made about Sniffle, Standing Naval Forces Land, which is a mixed group of ships with countries rotating in and out, including Russia. to provide a standing naval force. What?
Standing naval force, multinational standing naval forces are not a good idea.
No, but they work.
I mean, until
Um,
they don't.
until they don't. Yeah. They, yeah, ratchet straps. Yeah, ratchet straps will hold the kids.
Super glue.
No, then it's too goddamn hard to cut the super glue off.
Oh, you're wanting to cut it. Oh, my bad.
Actually, I'd just prefer dog harnesses.
I
That way
did
you
not,
can run
did
it,
not understand the mission parameters.
run it through the strap on the back of the seat and yank, and the kid's not going anywhere. And I don't know too many of them that can get out of a dog harness.
Gorilla glue. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Does bad things for your upholstery, though.
True. It's where if you use a dog harness, you don't have that problem.
I once duct taped an inmate to a happy chair. And yeah,
I still think the better one was the outline on the wall of the spray.
oh, yes.
Oh,
Oh, well.
Thorazine and expanding foam. No, Johnny, just no.
Oh,
Damn expanding foam's a pain in the ass to get out of wherever it was.
I hate expanding foam.
Yeah.
I really do. That stuff is evil. I mean, it really is. The thing is when you use expanding foam to fill a crevice, it expands places you can't see.
Yeah.
Now you can trim off the part you can see and make it all pretty and everything. Then when you get into it later, it went weird places.
Yeah. I always,
Good ones.
I always remember the part in the movie in Judge Dredd when they have the car wreck and the expanding foam. And I'm sitting there watching that going, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, Brennan, as an electrician, you have encountered that inside of places and you're going, how the hell?
Why the hell?
Yeah.
We had our house is 120 something years old, and the original newspaper insulation is a fading memory at this point. And we actually had snow coming in the living or the dining room one time. So it was 19 degrees, and I went out and grabbed some, against my better judgment, grabbed some insulating foam and took care of the problem right Ricky tick.
Yeah.
The part just and I filled in, no problem. All of a sudden that the outlet a foot away, the power socket stopped working.
Yep.
Care to guess why?
Yep.
Expanding foam.
The foam didn't have any place to go, so it went there.
Yep.
And then Mr. Coons, yeah, why is this conduit filled?
Yeah.
I have seen that. How the hell it got in the conduit? Because
how the hell it got into a power socket it's in a little tin bathtub. How the
yeah.
Bring it full of spray foam.
Oh yeah. But it's good insulation.
And why? Because I had snow blowing into my house when it was 19 degrees outside.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never sealed around the edges. That's always where it comes in.
Well, the floor, this is an old Sears kit house. And the floor is, honest to God, it's 2x4 beams. And then they laid
real 2x4.
2x12s. Sorry, 2x12s. And honest to God, 2x12 beams. Then laid fir stripping. And 120 years ago, the fir wood went right to the walls. In the last 120 years of North Texas, it's shrunk a bit. So there was a little bitty gap that we didn't see between the floor and the wall. The floor sitting on the joist, and the wind was blowing the snow. Shouldn't have gone anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, outlet boxes can have punched out holes and seams from long ago. Yeah, because they were folded 10 back in the day.
So my paranoid ass, when it got spring and we thawed out, because I was paranoid. Spray foam is flammable, by the way. I had to go replace an entire power socket so I could sleep at night. That was not fun.
Yeah. So there again, there's an idea for somebody for a story. Either that or
Story.
they're trapped in the expanding foam.
Yeah, no kidding.
And how do they get out?
No kidding.
There's a nightmare. Anybody want to write horror?
Yeah.
I want to hit a full can of spray foam with a high velocity round one time just to see what'll happen.
I would bet it will cover at least 5 square yards.
Oh, I'm going about 100 yards away. You'll be wiping spray foam out of your eyebrows.
Avalanche kit for expanding foam. Probably not a bad idea.
I settled somebody's hash one time by putting a can of Barbasol behind the X zone on his target. When you center punch a full can of shaving cream, it will go.
Ah, yes. Anti-heroes work.
It may have been Edge.
Homework dropped today.
Yeah. I may have been a can of Edge, whatever it was shaving cream. And he was doing the contact firing into the and center punched a can of shaving cream because I was annoyed at him.
It came from the hardware store, yes. So many things come from the hardware store.
A good hardware store, yes.
Yeah.
We've got a good one here in town.
Yeah, they're nothing like the old hardware stores.
White's True. Anybody remember White's True Value?
Yeah.
White's True Value will always have a warm place in my heart because when I got my $5 for mowing a lawn, kids, ask your parents. I would walk into White's True Value, reach up and slide the 5 across the counter and get a box of 22s. So I go shoot rats at the dump.
Now, what he's calling a box is a brick. It used to be 500 round bricks.
Yeah.
Now it's down to 350. Hey, Bill. And Bill comes in just as we start talking about guns.
This would be in early to mid 70s.
Yeah.
I would slide a 5 at White's True Value, and they would give me enough 22 for at least a couple weekends of fun.
Yeah, back in the 60s, we used to collect Coke bottles. Whenever 2 cents a Coke bottle.
Kids, ask your parents.
Yeah.
At Sanford and I today, as we're driving up to Oklahoma City, we're having a conversation about the old school Coke bottles with real sugar and his
Mexican
usual
Cokes.
usual rant, right? Mexican Cokes now. And I was like, we have some Mexican markets in town if you want Mexican Coke.
Yeah.
He's like, but it's so much more expensive. And I'm like, as a treat, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Everything's so much more expensive. Why should Coke be different?
The old heavy green glass bottles.
Yes.
They were damn near unbreakable, unlike crap today.
Well, one of my favorite movies stars an unbreakable Coke bottle.
Yeah. The gods must be crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember how old I was when I saw that. Far too young, I'm sure.
It's a documentary, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a documentary.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
But we would get 25 bottles and go down to the drugstore on Jefferson Avenue. And the only requirement was we had to wash the bottles out. We'd bring them in, and the old pharmacist would take them, and that would give us a box of 50 22 rounds. So 2 cents a bottle, 25 bottles, gave you 1 weekend worth of, or 1 day worth of shooting.
I still have somewhere a box of 50 rounds of Remington Thunderbolt 22 with an orange price sticker on it.
Oh yeah.
Like $5.50 or something. I actually one of my little bug snipes spray sticky. We used to use spray sticky, spray on adhesive to put targets
Yeah.
over the target backing. He was out there and he was pissed off at somebody, and I caught him attempting to use 3M spray on adhesive to stick a can of ether to the back of a target.
No.
It's like, no. Fix the problem.
Yeah.
And start a whole new raft of problems. Give me the ether.
Johnny had one of my roommates when I was in the Navy in the early 70s I was stationed in Glencoe, Georgia. And he turned 21. His grandmother gave him 2 shares of original issue Coca-Cola stock.
Oh, wow.
1903. She had been a young teenager and got $1,000 from her grandpa for some reason. And her daddy said she could spend it any way she wanted to. They lived in New York at the time. So she went down to the New York Stock Exchange, and there was this new thing called Coca-Cola. And she spent $1,000 on Coca-Cola shares.
That was a shit. In 1903, it was a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were worth, and this was in 1971. They were worth about $2 million a piece then. And I think it's only gone up since then, because these literally had split, I forget how many hundreds of times, plus had the original bearer bonds with them. And she had them in the safe deposit box. You know, she just, yeah, it's something to keep. Of course, her son had this little company called Anderson Engineering, which pretty good company.
Bill Taurus has been impressing me. They went through an era when
Boy, did they
their
ever.
QC was crap. But long time ago, my loaner gun was a Taurus PTP 908, little single stack, 8-round 9mm. It had a wicked little. I like the safety / decocker on them. And I usually don't right now, but I usually have a loaner gun so that if somebody comes by the house that doesn't have a gun and needs one, I've got a gun they can borrow. And that PT908, I think it was a PT908, was my loaner gun for years. A lot of people carried that.
I hate decockers with a friggin' passion. It's the reason I sold that tactical toaster that Jen has, to get rid of that damn thing.
I don't mind them.
I learned how to shoot with 1911s. And the guys that taught me how to shoot were World War II vets.
Mm-hmm.
So their thing was a hard sweep down on that safety.
And then ride it.
Yeah. Well, you try that with something with a decocker.
Frame-mounted decocker.
And 9 times out of 10, you're going to decock the son of a bitch. And that was not what I wanted.
No, I would. This was back in 93 to about 98.
Yeah.
I had that Taurus. It was a bricky little thing. Looked a lot like that era SIGs. As a matter of fact, I think it fit in a SIG 225 holster, but don't quote me.
Probably.
No, don't quote me on that. But it was a Jim Dandy little piece of kit and never failed. And I say a lot of buddies, a lot of my buddies that were coming through Amarillo would wind up having that for a weekend.
Jesse, read between the lines. PC term is gender affirming care. Yeah, no.
It was, like I said, it was a good loaner gun. I am probably once I have time and extra money,
yeah,
we'll get another Glock 48 for a loaner gun.
Yeah, Richard, she also had reinvested. So yeah.
It's just the courteous thing when you've got friends that, well, friends like I've got.
Yeah.
When we drive up to Lawton at 3 in the morning and they climb off the plane, you hand them a gun.
Yeah.
It's just courteous.
That's like I told somebody I wanted another airline like American Air or Air America, where if you didn't bring a gun, they'd loan you one.
Aero contractors.
Yeah.
It was just overseas in Africa in the 60s, 70s, that's just polite. You picked up somebody and you got, hey, you heavy? Oh, there you go.
Differs. I hope y'all make it safely and get some rest tonight, please. We hope you'll be able to stop coming back through to see us. And we're sorry we missed you.
Yeah, we're sorry that we missed you, and I may or may not have presents for the children.
Yes.
Run. Nice customer, semi-custom 1911 45 ACP. Oh,
if you're going to do
what are you
that,
looking for?
Springfield.
Well, there are any number of, depending on how much you want to cough up.
Yeah, but I'm saying the entry would be a Springfield.
Springfield, yeah. Springfield's not bad
because they've got good weapons. They're semi-custom, and if you're talking true custom, you're talking $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 right now.
Wilson or Les Bear, you're gonna call it 4 or 5 bills, 4 or 5,000.
Yeah.
However, they're great. Rick wants to know if they're presents from the Flicker Fox.
They are not presents from the well. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an element of flicker in there. There's a book that I'm handing to Kermit to share with his sons.
Yeah.
It's something Kermit knows how to do.
I have been considering the Flicker Fox stories. We're going to release them in 2026. It'll be a children's book. And I'm considering in the illustrations asking Cedar to hide little stuff like the recipe for rocket candy.
Yeah.
I would not spend the money on a Nighthawk. I'm sorry.
We can absolutely do encoded stuff that's hidden.
Yeah.
Steganography.
Easter eggs.
They're a thing, and they're part of that flicker of you have to look for it.
Yeah.
The whole point of a treasure hunt is to have the hunt.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily even the treasure at the end of it.
Oh, I had Easter eggs on the covers of the Gray Man series.
Mm-hmm.
So like rocket candy and black powder, maybe ammonium triiodide, stuff like that. Just little fun chemistry.
Richard Brown. So you must have gotten a Rock Island 1911 because they were made in the Philippines.
That was what Sanford wanted for a long time, was a Rock Island.
Yeah.
He actually was talking about that today. He wants to go get some range time in and see what he's capable of.
Yeah.
These days, and if he still has it, he wants to be able to. That's what he wanted, was like a Rock Island 1911.
Between Wilson Combat or Alchemy Custom, honestly, I'd go with Alchemy Custom.
Yeah.
Ammonium triiodide. It's not much recipe, but probably. They'll be. Cedar and I will discuss it. We've got a year to go, and we'll discuss about hiding little stuff and like a razor blade radio, which I think I loved making razor blade radios when I was a kid. I did, and there's nothing to it. Razor blade radios, rocket fuel, stump remover, and powdered sugar and some rust.
Alan, that's just plain mean.
Apparently, the homeschool group is enjoying our boys' books.
Excellent.
Good.
That is a large part of what we are hoping for, because wow.
All right. So what's out? What's coming out?
Oh God.
We
have a briefer.
We have 3 books releasing on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas.
Okay.
So we have Blood Diamonds by Tiffany Ross,
okay,
which is no longer available for pre-order. The full novel will drop on December 26th. We have The Weird Map in Mr. Glim's Skull, which is the boys' book.
Yeah.
Very, very British, but also just a lot of fun. and that will drop on December 26th. It is currently available for pre-order. And then the anthology that's dropping on December 26th is Uncanny Valet, edited by our own Rita. And there's some really good
She
stories
giggled.
in that.
Also, TC, Rita is waiting not very patiently for the sequel to Blood Diamonds. So I'll throw that out there. I'm the last to live with her, so I want to throw that out there. Also, Brennan, ammonium triiodide is the British term. Have Jerry go to YouTube, type
Jerry's
in
not there yet.
nitrogen triiodide, and the recipe will be there. Nitrogen triiodide for the Yanks.
Yep. And on that note, folks, we've wasted another hour of your
Holy
time.
crap, we have.
For those of you that are traveling, please travel safe.
Yeah, no kidding.
For those of you that are wherever you're supposed to be,
The stupid is rolling heavy this year.
yes.
It was interesting on our drive up and back,
Yeah.
but mostly because, yes, Differs and Kermit, you can say something now. When we left home, the fog, it
Yeah.
was dense, and then it lightened up, and then it got worse.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit white knuckle driving for a while there through Oklahoma because it was pretty dark. But fortunately, the way home was smooth sailing once we actually got out of OKC
Because it's like 78 degrees out there.
Yeah.
it's out there now.
It's 80 degrees, 82 degrees on Christmas. What the hell?
And since we're not going to be here, since Thursday is Christmas,
Thursday is Christmas. I will
Merry
actually be at work.
Christmas to all. And remember, don't pet the sweaty stuff. Don't sweat the petty stuff. We'll talk to you later.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry
Joyous-
Christmas.
Joyous and Noel.
Bye-bye.